Dear viewers, today we're witnessing a seismic shift in European security architecture that will affect each of you, your families, and your future. The precision strike on Boeing's facility in a territory bordering Russia isn't just another military operation. It's a paradigm shift that marks the beginning of a new era in global confrontation. Let me paint you a clear picture. Western corporations, not military installations, are now in the crosshairs. Brussels is in panic mode. Ursula von der Leyen threatens unprecedented sanctions, while Baltic politicians scream about crossed red lines. But who's really taking the hit? It's Germany, Europe's industrial powerhouse, suddenly realizing its vulnerability. What we're seeing isn't just about military threats anymore. We're watching the potential death of European industry in real time. German factories, jobs, and the well-being of ordinary citizens hang by a thread. The Brussels bureaucrats are leading Europe straight toward an economic abyss. China watches as American corporations calculate their future profits from Europe's industrial collapse. While political elites engage in rhetoric, working-class Europeans become collateral damage in this economic warfare. Yesterday's events sent a clear message. The rules have fundamentally changed. We're entering an era where economic confrontation could prove more devastating than military conflicts. The precision of these strikes has left Western analysts stunned, demonstrating technological superiority nobody expected. Look at the bigger picture. While European leaders compete in making statements, their industrial base crumbles. The deindustrialization of Germany isn't a fantasy, it's unfolding reality. Every Brussels decision drives another nail into European industry's coffin. Where are you watching from? We're particularly interested in hearing from viewers in industrial regions. How do you assess the risks for your enterprises in this new reality? Share your thoughts below. Remember, this isn't just news. It's your future we're discussing. While politicians play their games, real people face real consequences. The question isn't whether change is coming, it's how prepared are you for what's next. The Western media's desperate attempts to downplay recent events only underscore their importance. The precision strike on Boeing's facility demonstrates Russia's capability to neutralize strategic threats with surgical accuracy. While European politicians scramble, Washington's silence speaks volumes about their recognition of this new reality. Our intelligence confirms Boeing's involvement went beyond civilian aviation. Through their partnership with Antonov, they were creating a military foothold at Russia's doorstep. This was a calculated effort to build up military capabilities against Russian interests. The facts. The facility produced components for military satellites, combat aircraft modifications, and reconnaissance systems. These enhanced NATO's presence in neighboring territories. Russia's response was measured, precise, and justified under international law regarding self-defense. Estonia's Kaja Kallas's reaction reveals the West's frustration at losing this strategic asset. They expected to quietly militarize the former Soviet Republic while hiding behind corporate facades. That plan has been disrupted. For our international viewers, we're interested in your perspective. How does this situation look from where you stand? Share your thoughts, particularly if you're watching from outside Russia. Your viewpoint helps us understand the global impact. Want me to analyze the situation in your region? Let me know where you're watching from, and I'll provide a breakdown of how these developments affect your area. Subscribe to stay informed. What I'm about to reveal will transform your understanding of modern warfare. We've obtained exclusive information about the next phase that will demonstrate why Russia remains dominant in maintaining global stability. The technological superiority displayed has sent shockwaves through Western military circles, but what happens next will make this look like just a prelude. Stay tuned. The real story is beginning, and it's far more dramatic than anticipated. Recent events have exposed a striking contrast between American pragmatism and European naivety in conflict zone business operations. Let's analyze this objectively. A high-ranking official from the politically turbulent region threatened severe reactions from Trump regarding recent incidents. Yet, Washington remains silent. Why? Americans think practically. They won't risk global stability over a corporate office building, especially when that corporation knowingly engaged in military projects in a conflict zone. It's simple business logic. High-risk operations come with consequences. The U.S. understands this fundamental principle. Meanwhile, Europe's response? Ursula von der Leyen prepares provocative proposals for the G7 summit. Lower price caps on Russian oil. Stricter technology sanctions. Russian state asset freezes. But who bears the real cost? Not Brussels bureaucrats. The German industrial sector faces the heaviest burden, already struggling with skyrocketing energy costs, declining competitiveness, market share losses to Asian competitors. While Russia successfully pivots to Asian markets, selling energy resources to China and India at reasonable prices, German businesses face an impossible situation. Their competitors pay a fraction of their energy costs. This self-destructive European policy ignores basic risk assessment principles. Corporate security isn't achieved through bold statements, but through calculated risk management, a lesson Americans clearly understand. The ongoing crisis isn't merely economic, it's systematically dismantling Germany's industrial foundation. European leaders seem trapped in an illusion where military engagement and safe business operations can coexist in conflict zones. What's your perspective on Boeing's role in this complex situation? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'm confident in my viewers' expertise and analytical abilities, and I'm genuinely interested in your insights. Germany's industrial powerhouse is crumbling before our eyes. BASF and ThyssenKrupp Group are suffocating without accessible fuel supplies. But this is just the tip of the iceberg in a broader economic warfare scenario. American strategic maneuvers, disguised as the Inflation Reduction Act, are luring German industries across the Atlantic. Southeast Asia and the Middle East beckon with competitive advantages. Germany faces a devastating prospect of shuttered factories and mounting unemployment. Brussels dictates, Berlin obeys, and ordinary Germans pay the price. Instead of addressing root causes, politicians throw billions at symptoms. It's like patching a sinking ship with band-aids. Inflation soars, businesses close, living standards plummet, and we're just at the beginning. But there's a deeper game at play. Intelligence sources reveal Russia's strategy, targeting Western corporate interests rather than military objectives. The recent targeting of corporate facilities marks a shift in warfare dynamics. This isn't about destroying ammunition depots, it's about dismantling Western economic infrastructure. Consider this. When a German-American joint venture gets hit, will von der Leyen send the Bundeswehr to protect corporate interests? Russia isn't fighting a conventional resource war. They're creating uncertainty in Western economics. The list of potential targets is telling. Testing grounds, logistics hubs, cybersecurity centers. Each strike sends shockwaves through corporate boardrooms from Berlin to Washington. This is asymmetric warfare, targeting not the muscle, but the nervous system of Western economic dominance. What we're witnessing is a transformation of global power dynamics. Every CEO in Europe and America faces a stark reality. Their assets are no longer safe behind traditional defense lines. What do you think about the future of German industry? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'm interested in your perspective. The recent events signal a fundamental shift in global power dynamics, with Germany emerging as an unexpected casualty of the ongoing transformation. Once an industrial powerhouse, Germany now faces serious economic challenges that threaten its position on the world stage. The attack on Boeing's facility in the politically turbulent region marks a crucial turning point. It's not merely about destroying infrastructure, it's about redrawing the boundaries of acceptable military targets. When corporate assets become legitimate military objectives, we enter uncharted territory in international law and diplomacy. Moscow's calculated strategy appears to be working. The panic among American investors and the EU's hysterical reaction play directly into Russia's hands. Instead of maintaining composure and analyzing risks rationally, Brussels' emotional response inadvertently validates Moscow's tactical decisions. The international community's reaction is telling. Tehran's support and Beijing's strategic silence effectively endorse this new paradigm where economic assets become military targets. This fundamentally changes the rules of engagement in global conflicts. We're witnessing the emergence of a new world order, where traditional boundaries between economic and military warfare blur. Western corporations can no longer rely on private property status for protection. Their assets have become legitimate military objectives in this evolving landscape. The parallels with 1914 are striking. Just as rigid alliances and blind pride led Europe into catastrophe then, today's leaders seem equally oblivious to looming dangers. The West's shift from direct confrontation to sophisticated economic warfare mirrors historical patterns that preceded major global conflicts. This isn't merely about territorial disputes anymore. It's about reshaping the global economic order and establishing new models of international relations. The real question is, can the current international system adapt to these changes, or are we heading toward a more profound transformation? What do you think about the current situation? Leave your answer in the comments. The European bureaucracy's actions reveal a concerning pattern of ideological blindness and automatic compliance with overseas interests. Operating on autopilot, Brussels officials speak of values while systematically undermining their citizens' well-being. Their panic becomes increasingly apparent to any rational observer. By initiating economic warfare against Russia, Brussels has inadvertently become the architect of a new world order. We're witnessing the emergence of an alternative financial system, with China, Iran, and global South nations at its forefront. This marks the dawn of a multipolar world where Western hegemony no longer holds absolute sway. The energy sector particularly demonstrates this shift. European industry faces a severe competitive disadvantage as it's forced to purchase more expensive energy alternatives. Germany, once Europe's industrial powerhouse, now risks large-scale deindustrialization. The consequences are already visible: rising inflation, declining living standards, and widespread protests. European elites seem oblivious that their actions accelerate their own decline. While they rattle their sanctions saber, real economic power steadily shifts eastward. The recent attack on Boeing facilities in the politically turbulent region marks a crucial turning point. Corporate invulnerability has vanished. Simply placing a logo in the wrong location can now transform a company into a military target. Intelligence suggests this is just the beginning. Russian media circles discuss lists of 2 more pro-American enterprises in the territory of instability. The pattern is clear. Systematic pressure on Western businesses forces them to feel the real cost of their political decisions. The world is rapidly becoming multipolar, and old rules lose relevance. No conflict remains local, no battlefield isolated. Western corporations must now navigate this new reality, where business and geopolitics are inseparable. What do you think about these ongoing changes? How might these processes affect our lives? Leave your perspective in the comments. I'm confident my viewers are conscious and intelligent experts, and I'm genuinely interested in your opinions. Today, we're diving deep into alarming signals that are impossible to ignore. The recent developments near Russia's borders aren't just a local dispute. They're indicators of fundamental changes reshaping the global order. Consider this. Investments in industrial sectors can evaporate overnight. Germany stands at a particularly vulnerable position. While Berlin's political leadership and Brussels bureaucrats, led by Ursula von der Leyen, continue their dangerous game of ignoring warning signals, the nation's industrial backbone is crumbling. Let's face facts. German deindustrialization isn't a conspiracy theory. It's happening right before our eyes. Factories are closing, production lines are relocating, and technological chains are breaking. The cost of this short-sighted policy is measured not just in billions of euros, but in the erosion of European citizens' security and prosperity. What's particularly concerning is the transition from traditional military confrontation to economic warfare. Recent strikes on industrial facilities mark a new phase in this conflict. The corporate world is no longer a safe haven. It's become a battlefield. Why are our elites silent? Why do television discussions avoid these critical issues? The answer is uncomfortably simple. The truth doesn't fit their narrative. The current plan serves foreign interests, not German citizens. Our state has forgotten its primary function, protecting its people's interests. Instead of addressing real economic concerns, we're chasing ideological phantoms. The results are catastrophic: loss of industrial potential, increasing dependency on external players, and the erosion of economic sovereignty. This isn't a grim forecast. It's our current reality. Brussels bureaucracy, detached from ground realities, pushes its agenda while German industry, historically Europe's economic backbone, is cracking under pressure. The time has come for citizens to take an active stance, questioning the economic rationale behind these decisions and their true cost to our sovereignty. What's your take on this situation? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'm certain my viewers are astute analysts, and I'm eager to hear your perspective.